a good IT guy.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Gosh. Oh, sorry about that, everybody. Oh, now I got to get this chat over here. Hold on. Bear with me. Technical issues. Thank God Alex is here. I would have been in panic mode there for a second. All right. There we go. So, how the heck are you? How was your weekend?
It was good.
Yep. Things settling down a little bit.
I mean, as much as they can be today, we're right back at it. All the I's dotted and the T's crossed. See, we took a trip over to a little town close to us. It's about 45 minutes away. I've got that guy that's building the motor for the Blazer that I'm going to put in, and dropped some money off with him. And I took Sadie and Allie to get their first pedicure.
Ooh, nice.
So
I have to admit that's a guilty pleasure of mine.
we all three went and sat and got our first. Allie was really nervous. She's like, I don't know about this, I don't know about that, da, 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 da. And then
Allie's
we got
never
set
had
down.
a pedicure?
We got set down
Get
in
out
the
of
in
here.
the and I paid the extra $5 for them to put the heat packs on your neck, and we got her a glass of wine, and we just tried to relax a little bit. So it was a good weekend.
Good, good. I can't believe Allie Mae's never had a pedicure. Holy cannoli.
There you go.
Well, I think you might have opened up a Pandora's box with that.
Oh, I absolutely did. She's like, I think that because the people that run the establishment, great at upsells. Oh, you want to paint your nail? We paint your nail too. If we paint your nail. So Sadie got her nails painted, and Allie got a glass of wine, and yeah, everybody settled in real nicely. Allie's like, man, I can see how people that we might need to do this every 2 weeks.
Exactly.
I was like, well, he did say once a month was okay.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Oh no, you opened Pandora's box, dude. Is on now.
it's okay. It's
Good.
okay. They deserve
Good.
it.
Absolutely they
deserve
do.
it.
Absolutely. All right. Well, let's say so. I know Dave's not going to be here. I don't know. I haven't heard from James. Do you know?
I've not heard from anybody, but I've also really honestly not even had my phone in my hand all weekend.
No,
So
I'm sure, brother. I'm sure. All right. Well, let's say some good mornings here. Lisa Maria is. What's that, Alex?
I don't see James.
Okay, we'll keep an eye out. Lisa Maria is here. Good morning, Lisa. Joy is here. Good morning, Joy. Abe, oh, look who we have in the chat. Brian Dellett is here. Now, Brian is a personal friend of mine. He is a Army veteran. I don't remember if he was Army or Navy. I mean, Army or Marines. But Brian is going to be coming on our show as a guest. So I need everyone to go over to Brian's channel and follow him. He is an actor by trade. He's been in some really big movies, but he's produced a documentary. I'm going to probably butcher this, but I think it's called Guardian Angels. And he is a man among men. He is a veteran. He is doing all he can for the veterans that have come home. So everybody, it's brian.dellett.1. Please go to his channel and follow him. We need to get him up to 250 followers so you can see him on the screen, but he'll be coming on with us soon. Let's see who else is here. Torrin Adams is here. Sherry from East Tennessee. Towie Bixby. Cindy Hayden 59. Jan loving being grandma's here. And look, wow, Mama Bear must be filling in for Brian because she's got all kinds of squirrels in the chat already. Christy B from Hayesville, Kansas. Cool grandma is here. Hi, kids. Oh, that makes me feel good. Kids, I love that. Deb S from Central Massachusetts is here. Mama Bear with more squirrels. Oh, she's on one this morning. Let's see. Kevin Kiesler's here. Joni Singleton 8. D is here. GG20. Mama Bear saying, good for you, Alex, and deepest condolences. Thank you. Thank you. Wendy J. Deb S. Hitesh is here. Yes, sir. We are both well. Sue B is here. Magic. PJ Party Peggy. Let's see here. Oh, Brian said he was in the Army. Okay, thanks for that correction, Brian. Mary Lee's Brown, Pure Blood Holly Johns. Keep up those updates, Holly. You're doing a great job. Teresa Faria, contractor. Oh my goodness. There's Brian. Good morning to you as well, Brian. Rick Senior's here, Kathleen Garcia, and of course, Brian with the squirrels in the chat. I would expect no less, Brian, no less. Let's see. JP Metal Slayer. Hey, JP, glad you could make it. Special K 765. He's getting in on the squirrel action too. Tim Shaw 707. Barb 7599. Good morning, all. Who do we have over on the other platforms? We have Serge Hidalgo 9184 is here. David Morales. Summer and Guy Speaks. I hope I probably butchered that name, but he or she said, I voted for this. Yes, we all did. Absolutely. Kathleen Paschke's here. Good morning, Kathleen, over on Facebook.
Yeah, don't read Lemon. He's silly.
Okay. Ozzy Crosby. Good morning, Ozzy. Richard Pacente. And there he is, Earl Shannon, over on YouTube as well. Good morning, Earl. Lee is here. Melissa Flinner. Squiggly77 is here as well. Rick Senior saying, I got your book yesterday, Alex. Excellent. Jammer 4575 from North Dakota is here as well. Melissa Flinner said, it's hard to lose a parent around the holidays. I know. I lost my dad a year ago, November 9th. Our deepest condolences, Melissa. So sorry to hear that. Let's see. Oh, my goodness. Traveler is here. Good morning, Traveler. Martin's WB. Good morning, Martin. Martin, keep putting out those videos, man. Whenever I need to know about a certain product on TikTok, I go right to Martin's channel because he is reviewing and testing so many products every day. Keep up the good work, Martin. Tanya Moonsheimer's here. Good morning, Tanya. DMAC 007 is here as well. Welcome in, everybody. All right, Alex, are we ready for a report today? Indices?
I am.
Oh, good.
All right. First off, thanks everybody for the kind words, and it's appreciated. Mom would have been 87 years old tomorrow. So welcome in on this 11/24/2025. Man, I think there's a little bit of a rally thing going on, and I'm sure we'll get into the fact that some inflation reports were conveniently not released. But S&P 500 is up 86 points to 6,689. The Dow is up 192 to 46,437. The NASDAQ is up 496 points to 22,769. Looking at the commodities market, crude oil is up 38 cents to $58.44 a barrel. Gold, a little bit of rally over the weekend, up $16 at $4,095 per ounce. Silver is up 29 cents to $50.20 an ounce. Looking at the crypto market as well, somewhat of a rally, though we're still down pretty good over the last couple of weeks, but Bitcoin is holding pretty much even at 87,362. That's up 0.17%. Ethereum up 0.8% at 2864. XRP up 1.47. I know James was just probably in the fetal position over the weekend when it went below sitting at $2.11. He's not here to defend himself, so I'll be nice. Solana sitting at $133.75. That's up 0.8%. XLM, Stellar Lumens, up 1% to 25 cents. HBAR up 0.03%, sitting at 14 cents. Looking at the deltas for today, there were quite a few. Some interesting pictures of Bill Clinton alongside John Podesta in a water painting picture behind them. Targeted and silenced, gagged for a reason. Pain coming. Hunters become the hunted. Senate was the target. Man, I am tongue-tied today. This is what happens when you take a week off.
It's okay. It's Monday.
Who knows where the bodies are buried? The map is in front of you. Reread, expand your thinking, purpose for time being spent here. And the last one, which is a reply to that one, says expand further. Make the connection. Map currently has 43 confirmed connections. Important to understand. When this breaks, many won't swallow. MSN, not trusted. You are the voice. We are here to help guide. Future proofs past. You are the calm before and during the storm.
It's getting good, you guys. I'm telling you, it's getting good. All right, so Barb 7599 said, good morning. I followed Brian. Great. Again, everybody go to brian.dellet.1 and follow him. We want to get him on. He has created a documentary about what he calls guardian angels. It's really cool. I want to get him on, but we got to get him up to 250 followers in order for him to be seen. Let's see here. Kelly Thurman 2 said, good morning. I'm in the kitchen making cowboy candy, also known as candied jalapenos. I've never heard of that before.
Yep. Bro.
Really?
Seriously?
Never heard of it.
Okay, so there's a place here in Kansas that makes candied jalapenos. But I get the candied jalapenos and habaneros, and they come in slices. It's almost like a jar of pickles, right? If you think of it that way. But I'll take that jar and I'll put it in a food processor and turn it into relish. So it's like a candied jalapeno sweet relish. Hot dogs, hamburgers, it goes on everything. Sweet.
Now, I'm a big chili head, okay? And I'm going to tell you guys a story. Yes, it's story time. But before I do that, I want to say, because I lost some people here. I mean, Godly Man is here. Laura McCrary, thank you for the gifts. Mary Leach Brown, thank you for the gifts. DMAC 007, that just cracks me up. Joe Lynn, thank you for the gifts. Traveler, thank you for all the gifts. It's so sweet. And Laura McCrary sending the glasses to Alex and I. So I am a big chili person. I love chili. I eat jalapenos raw. I eat habaneros raw. I'm just that kind of guy. So my dad, Big Mike, they used to call him, he owned a bar on Skid Row for 42 years. So you could imagine he had an anchor tattooed on one forearm and he had a wolf tattooed on the others that had a banner that said Mom. Okay, that gives you a little insight into my dad. He was a power lifter back in the 50s. So he was a big chili person. And over the years, I just learned to love chili. So over the last several decades, friends of mine, acquaintances, they're always trying to bring something that I can't eat, because not only do I like it, but I enjoy it. I mean, not only do I eat it, I enjoy it. I really like it. I just love that heat. So my dad told me a story once when he was in the Navy. Now, mind you, my dad could chew on glass and it wouldn't bother him, right? But he said he was down near the equator. They were on, they went into some town. They got off the ship. He was on the USS Maryland. And he said that there was a chili there that was so hot that they couldn't eat the chilies raw. They had to put them in oil and let them sit in the oil and then put the oil on their food. That's how hot they were. So for my dad to say that, holy cannoli, could you imagine how hot those chilies must have been? But again, I'm a chili head going way back, and I've never heard of cowboy candy, ever. It's sweet and hot?
Yes.
Wow. That's crazy.
And when you book that trip out here to Kansas, I have a super hot mix that Sam, my stepdad, who passed in 2022, my mom's husband, much like you, was like, oh, you can't make it hot enough for me. Yeah. I'm like, oh, challenge accepted. Wow. So challenge accepted, Sam, because I too like hot stuff, but
I'm looking forward to it. I mean, maybe there will be something I can't eat. I don't know, but gosh, I'm looking forward to it. Barb 7599 said, we're going to miss your mama too, Alex. Pureblood Holly John said, her singing blessed us all so very much. God, that's so true. So true. Squiggly 77 said, James is looking for land in Thailand. Exactly. PJ Party said, I bought XRP over the weekend at the low. Thanks, James.
That's right.
There we go. Exactly. Kevin Keesler said, I'm disappointed in Trump for giving Mandami the time of day. It's all part of the rollout. I mean, you're going from, well, we'll get into it in a little bit, but that's not what people think. I am clear on that, at least as far as my perspective.
Clear as mud.
Yeah, clear, exactly. Gen X Nick is here. Kayla Southeast Arky Girl is here. Good morning, Kayla. Gigadad just showed up. Hey, Gigadad. Good to see you. Andrea Lynn, 81. You're a little late, young lady. That's all right. We're going to let you off this time. D-Star said, you haven't lived till you've had cowboy candy. I can't wait to try it. I've never even heard of it, let alone tried it. Mama Bear said, spicy squirrel. Yeah, exactly. Oh, she is on one this morning, isn't she? Cracking me up. Kevin Keesler said, I can them every year. Oh, God, I just can't believe I've never heard of that. Kissing Bandit and Lipstick is here. Good morning, Bandit. James 4575 said, it goes great on a loaded potato with brisket. Wow. You guys, I must have been missing out. My goodness. Wendy's here and martini time. Good morning, all. Glad you could make it. And then let's see, over on YouTube, David Morrell said, Earl, all the best to you, sir. Absolutely, 100%. Marlene Munoz is here from Southwest Arizona. Well, good morning, Marlene. Glad you could make it. All right, let's see here. So what did Kissing Bandit and Lipstick, what did you miss? Well, we're just shooting the breed. Oh, wow. That's what they are, huh? Interesting.
And so they're slices, but I take and stick them in the food processor and turn them into relish.
So that's not the candied ones, though, right?
Yeah, yes, sir. Read right there. Candied jalapenos.
Okay. Wow, that's crazy.
Campbell Garden.
Incredible. Yeah, I know. Now my mouth is watering. Thanks a lot, you guys. Wildlife fan said, not me eating a venison burger with cowboy peppers. Wow. God, you guys. Yes. Now I'm hungry. Thanks a lot. Larry just showed up. Good morning, Larry. Baby girl is here as well. Welcome in, everybody. All right. So let's get into some of the stories. So first up, President Trump says the U.S. military courts are looking into the Democrats' seditious behavior. Now, there's a lot to this, in my opinion, but you're talking about, I can't remember the article in the Constitution, but it essentially says that if you're encouraging someone to negate their oath, or that's seditious behavior, possibly even treasonous behavior. So President Trump has been very clear about that in terms of the possible consequences. Well, the DNI, Rick Grinnell, former DNI, warned the current DNI, Tulsi Gabbard, that CIA Director John Ratcliffe, that the Democrats who released the seditious video urging military and intelligence officials to disobey the president's orders are, quote, mounting an insurrection from within, and urges them to dig deep. Now, you guys, we're seeing an awful lot of words being thrown around in the narrative. Traitors, treason, seditious behavior. I don't think it's by chance. Is it possible that we are getting warmed up for what ultimately is going to take place when it comes to perp walks and arrests? It sure seems that way to me. Alex, what do you think?
Well, I'm quite sure that most of them are woken in the morning with a cold sweat to the sounds.
Exactly.
What do you say? Like, the two things that are guaranteed to rise is the sun in the morning and the truth. And I think that the truth is coming to the top. Those that are in panic mode are trying desperately to get anyone to listen to their plights for injustice, when the reality is, if they just held up a mirror, probably not real happy with what they see. So,
well, and nice turkey head, thank you. And also, President Trump retruthed 4 memes over the weekend that were straight out of the Q drops. Now, I can't remember the gentleman that he reached. I want to say Street Fighter or somebody. I can't remember the guy that made the memes, but it's like That guy has been retruthed by President Trump almost 50 times in the last 6 months or a year. That's a big deal. President Trump's not hiding it anymore. We're talking about bringing this treasonous, seditious behavior out into the public sphere. And he's doing it over and over
Spiritual Street Fighter 17.
There it is. Spiritual Street Fighter 17. Yeah, the guy makes some great memes. And President Trump has no qualms about truthing out Spiritual Street Fighter 17. It's a beautiful thing to see, in my opinion. David Morales over on YouTube, going back to the candied jalapeno, said, I challenge anyone to use English mustard on your ribs, dogs, and brisket. I don't even know what the hell English mustard is, David. You better tell me. Is it spicy?
Spicy mustard. Yes, it is.
Like really spicy, or like our kind of spicy, or just spicy?
It's a pretty decent heat.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I've never tried it, so I can't speak from experience. But thank you, Martini Time. Thank you for the heart. Kissing Bandit Lipsticks, or Pure Blood Holly Jones said Rick Grinnell is freaking awesome. Yes, he is. In fact, he was even talking about at one point running for governor of California. Now, I haven't heard him much about that since then. That was cool. Traveler sent Alex a raving something. I don't know what that was, but that was cool. It was on your head, Alex.
I missed it. I must have been looking. Damn it. I was looking at the news.
I know.
Sorry.
Kissing Bandit Lipstick said, perp walks, I'm ready for it to be over. Well, again, I don't. There, she just did it again. Are you looking at it? Oh, did you see it? Oh.
I did.
Thank you, Traveler. So, you guys, we even if only 10% of the population is not awake, that's still over 30 million people. If it's 20%, that's 60 million people. If it's 30%, that's 90 million people that need to wake up. I know we're all tired. I know that we've been in this fight for a very long time, but the reality is, I don't believe the Patriots are going to allow anything to happen that's going to cause loss of life. And if we move too quickly, that's exactly what could happen. Squiggly77 said they're YMCA bound. Exactly, Gitmo. Leonard Little said that music was awesome, Alex. I know, exactly. Hey, King Squirrel 1974 just showed up. Hey, King Squirrel. Brian with the squirrels in the chat. I know, Brian. I know. Believe me, I know. Benji 1959 just showed up. Ben, where the hell were you, sir? Oh, wow. Look at those. I've never seen those before. Mary Lee's Brown, an ice cream microphone. Wow. That was cool. Thank you, Mary Lee's. Skippy over on YouTube said the hardest decisions require the strongest wills. God, isn't that true? That's a great quote, Skippy. Thank you for that. All right, so I see a lot of messages in the chat about MTG. We're going to get to that. But right now, we're going to talk about the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics will not release October inflation report due to data collection issues caused by the recent government shutdown. Huh? Isn't that interesting? Let's not forget, every time they come out, well, when Biden was in office, every time Biden, the jobs report came out, it was a much higher number. And then a week or 3 days later, they would revise it down. So when it comes to data collection, there has got to be some kind of shenanigans going on to a very large degree. And I don't think for a second that the Trump administration doesn't know what's going on, but I think they're highlighting it by having this come out and say, oh, we don't know what the inflation report is. They know. I'm confident they know, but they're bringing it up to the consciousness of the general public. Alex, what are your thoughts on it?
Well, Trump made a public statement as soon as that was made known.
Bullshit.
Exactly.
I mean, here's where my mind went. Well, that makes sense because they don't want the truth about job numbers, inflation numbers, housing numbers, any of the numbers to come to the top because it just supports all of the decisions that are currently being made by this administration. So at every turn that they can come up with some reason to not shine a light on the good work being done, they're going to twist it, they're going to bend it, they're going to omit it, they're going to come up with excuses. My hand's not in the cookie jar.
Exactly. And I think with a lot of what we're seeing, we're bringing recognition to what most of you here in this community already understand has been going on for decades, if not hundreds of years. So again, I know it's frustrating. I know it's challenging, but the reality is, and another thing with all these things coming out, even with MTG and all this other stuff, we're starting to see who the real supporters of the administration are and who are not. I mean, wow, look at that. Wow, what is that? Traveler, that was cool. Fest cheers. I've never seen that one before. That was cool. Thank you, Traveler. Oh, yeah, and PJ Party said, please share the live. Yes, if you're on TikTok, hit that share button. Share this live out. Let's get some more people piled in here. I don't know what to expect this week with the holiday. I'm guessing a lot of people are probably going to be out of town, but I'm just glad everyone who is here is here. So, again, they're highlighting what I think has been going on for decades. This is a big deal, you guys. And hey, Sassy Minnesota Girl just showed up, and 307 Patriot. Hey there, guys. Glad you could make it. So, as I said, we're going to get into the MTG thing in a minute here, but I think all of this is, I shouldn't say all this, a good portion of this is choreographed for a certain reason. What is that reason? To wake people up. There's still a lot of people that are fast asleep, and you can't blame them. I've been in this fight for so long, you guys. I don't blame those people. They're toxic. They're malnutritioned. They don't understand. A lot of people are having a hard time just getting through the day. We know that prices are out of control. We know that there's political unrest. We know that there's all these things going on, and I tend to give people grace. I understand that it's difficult right now. And most of you in this community are well versed with what's going on. So I'm not really speaking to you. I'm talking about the general population at large. And that's just the way it is. And it's going to take time for that to happen. John 14:20 said, oh, yeah, I still have faith. Of course, so do I. Absolutely. And I think it's important for people like us to speak our mind, because there's a lot of influencers out there right now that are trying to play down President Trump and the Trump administration. They're trying to draw nefarious conclusions that don't exist. And all of that has to be dealt with. Uh-oh, what was that?
That's my computer. Let me know I got an email.
Okay. I was going to say, look at my hands. I didn't touch anything. All right. But anyway, so let's move on. Morningstar 562 said, I just popped in from Scotland. Well, welcome, Morningstar. Scotland, incredible. My not so poker face is here. Squiggly77 said, you have mail. Exactly. Hey, that's what I thought of when I heard that. All right. So President Putin said that Russia is ready to end this war via peaceful means, and that Trump's 28-point peace plan can serve as the foundation for the final settlement. Now, President Trump came in saying he would end the war in a day or two. That didn't happen. Now, I can't see what's happening behind the scenes. I am convinced that the Patriots are in control here in America. I don't know how much of that control extends to the rest of the world. I think that there are deep state and nefarious players in the majority of the governments around the world. And I think it takes time to ferret those people out, get them exposed, and get them dealt with. But here in America, I believe the Patriots are in full control. Alex, what are your thoughts on this whole thing with Russia?
I mean, you can go to Grok or Chat GPT, and you can pull up the 28-step peace plan, and it lays it out. You know, it makes sense. Russia is on board. I think what we're watching is the uncloaking, right? Like the big bad boogeyman may not really be the big big bad boogeyman. It might be the puppet master in the closet. As we continue to ferret out the deep state, I think they're putting honeypots out. I think they put out false narratives to draw the bad actors out into the spotlight. We've said it over and over, age of disclosure. Like every day, Sam, you could do, an hour of Daily Dispatch. There's so much going on. This is the big one. I think it's taking the longest because you probably have the most hands in the cookie jar with regards to Ukraine. What's gone on there? It goes back to particular administration that helped establish the current situation that's there. We know about biolabs that were there. We know about lots of things that were there. So things that we didn't know before all of this started. And there are receipts. Go find the receipts. I think that's what the American people are coming to. That if you don't have receipts, then it's not credible receipts. Facts.
Not to mention the ridiculous amount of money laundering that has taken place through Ukraine. And if you go back in history and you look at Russia, there are red lines that have been drawn that Russia is not going to allow certain things to happen or certain property to be taken. One of those is NATO. There's no way that Russia is going to allow Ukraine to be part of NATO. I mean, that is that's an issue with their sovereignty. And I don't see them coming off of that. And I think that's why they haven't been admitted, because ultimately Russia's saying, no way. I can't blame them. I mean, look at what we did in Cuba that was 90 miles off the coast of Florida. We were threatening a world war because they were threatening to put missiles in Cuba. I mean, we all remember that, or at least most of us do. John F. Kennedy. There will be no missiles in Russia. End of story. Red line will not be crossed. And I think that's part of what's going on in Ukraine. What do you think, Alex?
That same thing. You're absolutely right. Spot on. I mean, how would we feel if China was, setting up shop in Mexico?
Which maybe they are. Exactly.
Oh wait.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. David Morales said Prime Minister Starmer getting blanked again at the recent G20 summit. Yeah, and I believe President Trump did go to the G20 summit, did not go. But my money is on him and the delegates blocking the Ukrainian agreements on the table, just like Boris did in 23. Right. And again, President Trump basically told him to pound sand for the G20. Why is that? Well, I'm sure, like I said, there's much more going on behind the scenes than we really understand at this point, or really are privy to. But again, that's just my opinion. Oh, shoot, we're at sponsor time. Sorry, guys. Wow, way over. All right, so let's talk about our sponsors. First up, Mike Lindell. Now, you guys, I talk about Mike every show. We highlight Mike Pillow. Mike has been fighting for the sovereignty and the integrity of America for a long time. And he has, at very great personal cost, has suffered the consequences of that. So if you need something, he's got a bunch of sales going on right now. Black Friday is going to be off the Richter. But if you need some sheets, or you need anything that Mike offers, slippers, pillows, you name it, give Mike the business. He's earned it, in my opinion. Go to mypillow.com, use the discount code SAM, and you'll get major discounts, and also at mystore.com. So give him the benefit of the doubt. If you need something, get it from Mike. Secondly, Neil Naturopathic. Dr. Neil has developed a line of hair care products that are non-toxic, no chemicals, no preservatives, all naturally occurring substances. It destroys dandruff. It causes hair growth, regrowth. And Dr. Neil has been on the show many times, and he'll be back on with us probably on Friday with Dr. Glidden. If Dr. Glidden is back from Mexico by then, he's out there playing around, but good for him. Go to neilnaturopathic.com, use the discount code SAM20, and you'll get 20% off your order. And then, of course, Dr. Peter Glidden. If you go to my website, there is a button in the upper right-hand corner. It says Dr. Glidden. Click on Dr. Glidden's button. He is doing a special presentation. It's coming this Saturday, you guys. It's a special presentation just for our community. Go to his website, register for the event. By registering, he will email you a password to get into the event. Now, again, this is just for our community. November 29th, this Saturday, 10 a.m. Pacific time. Go and register for the event now. You don't want to miss that event. And then, Alex, let's talk a little bit about meditation.
In my bio, there is a link to the book. Hold on.
That's okay. It's Monday. Don't worry about it.
All right, here, let me get this out of the way. Quit pushing buttons, Raymer. If you go to Amazon.com and you search Alex Raymer, Ramer, there is a journal book and there is a meditation guide. It's very short. It gives you step-by-step instructions on a 20-minute meditation. It gives you a little bit of history and some of the challenges that I faced with learning to meditate. Not only did I learn to meditate, I overcame the challenges and became certified in a teacher of meditation. So if you buy the book, my contact information, the website's in the back of the book, send me a message and I will set up maybe a Saturday class for 1 hour and I will walk you through it step by step. We'll do it together. I've found over the years, I have a Facebook group that has over 400 people, and we used to do Saturday meditation, group meditations. And when you do it as a group, the synchronicities across everybody's experience is no coincidence. So thanks for allowing me to put that offer out there. But yeah, it's especially going through the passing of my mother, meditation has been something that is constant and steady and reliable for me to be able to allow the emotions and the experience to come in and go and stay at peace with the whole situation. So thank you, Sam.
Of course. Thank you, Alex. I own that book. I've read it multiple times. I've spent time on the phone with Alex, and I can't recommend it highly enough. Everybody should get that book. Larry said, do we have to use Sam or what? Now, are you talking, it was for My Pillow, it's Sam. For Neil Naturopathic, it's Sam 20. For Dr. Glidden's website, it's Sam. So I know it's a little different, but that's what it is.
The way for all of it, guys, just go to samshalhoub.com. The links for everything that we've showed you on sponsors are on the right-hand side of the page. If you click on that, it automatically puts the code in for you. And you're good to go. Dr. Glidden's site, when you put it in, because it is Sam's link, only Sam's people are able to sign up for the event on Saturday. So it'll be great. It'll be great.
Excellent. Thank you, Alex. Okay, let's see here. Let's move on. Okay, so this is the one I'm sure everybody's been waiting for. We're going to talk a little bit about Marjorie Taylor Greene. Now, we know that President Trump came out, called her some very vicious names, insinuated things that I think there are times when we have to look at these types of things and say, well, what's the net effect? Is it positive or negative? And I'm not talking about Trump or MTG. I'm talking about the mission. The mission is to clean up the government. And if you have somebody who was at every flippin' rally that President Trump gave before he got elected the second time, if you have somebody that he has highlighted over and over and over again, and all of a sudden she decides, well, I'm not on Trump's team anymore, I don't believe for a second that's the case. I believe that what she's doing, she went on The View, she went on Bill Maher's show, and what did she talk about? Yeah, she said something negative about President Trump, but overall, the overall message was we need to fix the government. Now, let's not forget, just a few weeks ago, remember, all in the news was the filibuster. So I think, and this is just my opinion, I think that MTG is part of this whole program. And by her doing what she did, it highlighted to the people that are never going to listen to a show like this, the people that are never going to, the TDS crowd, now all of a sudden she's got their ear. And she's saying, look, we need to straighten this government out. Look, we need to get these people with, and she didn't say it this way, but my take is that she's taking this TDS and and that's Trump derangement syndrome for anybody who doesn't know. Hey, John Gwynn just showed up. Hey, John. But yes, I think that she is being highlighted to reach the people that otherwise we would not be able to reach. I don't think for a second that she's on President Trump's bad side. And part of the reason I think that is President Trump's had some really vicious things to say about her. Yet he comes out, and I'm going to read this verbatim. And he basically said, Marjorie Taylor Greene, he thanked her for her service to our country. Now, if she was as bad as everybody thought she was in the beginning, would he come out and say that? Or is there something else going on here? Now, this is just speculation on my part. Alex, what are your thoughts?
We have numerous information sources on individuals who have used their positions in an elected office to enrich their bank accounts. And now we have somebody that, the MAGA movement, very much was fond of in the same scenario. Is that intentional? Is that okay, so now the left can go, oh, look, she's doing it too. She's doing it too. I mean, there's so many dynamics at play here. And, some of the things that she's upset about, I kind of agree with her.
100%.
We've talked about, the fact that not all of us agree all the time on what the current state of affairs is, but we have to trust and believe that there is a plan, and plans change based on the real world application of the plan. Sometimes you got to pivot. Sometimes you got to do some things, but some really nasty things were said back and forth between Elon and Trump, and who was sitting at the dinner table with the Prince of Saudi Arabia, Elon Musk, and Trump. So we'll just have to give it some time and see. It has sparked a lot of publicity for her. Like you mentioned, she's been on a bunch of different shows, a bunch of different podcasts. So that message is creeping to the other side.
And also, too, everybody, I think, and I'm guilty of this myself at times, I see a headline and then we run with it. The reality is that Marjorie Taylor Greene owns a construction company. Her net worth coming into Congress, it was being reported, it was $700,000. Now she's worth $25 million. That's not the case. In her, and I got this, I was part of a chat with David News Treason and Joe Rambo and Patrick Gunnels, and they highlighted the way that when you come into Congress, you have to give like a survey, for lack of a better term. And what she came in with was $5 to $25 million in net worth when she came in. She's making $1.5 million, or was making $1.5 million a year, right? So this narrative that she only had $700,000 is BS. It's not true. She had somewhere between 5 and 25 million. And it doesn't get specific. It just gives you ranges. So, and again, thank you to News Treason and Joe Rambo and Patrick Gunnels. But the reality is she was worth a hell of a lot more than people thought she was. And if you remember not too long ago, people were highlighting her saying, she owns stock in Pfizer. She's bad, right? Well, anybody who has a 401k, dollars to donuts through mutual funds, owns parts of Pfizer. That's just the way that works. And so I don't think this whole thing where she was worth 700,000, now she's worth 25 million. That's not the case. She was worth 5 to 25 million coming into Congress. Now, again, they're highlighting Marjorie Taylor Greene. But again, she has been able to go on The View, and they were actually nice to her. I was shocked. I don't have much respect for those people on that show, but they were actually nice to her. Would that
They're nice to anybody? They're nice to anybody that's talking shit on Trump.
Yeah, exactly. But again, it brings it up into the narrative, and I think that's what's important at this point. David said MTG, central casting. 100% I agree. Wendy J said she gained a lot of money. No, that's not true, Wendy. She had a lot of money. She owned a construction company. She still does. And that she's making somewhere like $1 million, $1.5 million a year. So again, I can fall for those same type of things too. But Pure Blood Holly John said, let him cook. Exactly. It's going to take time to ferret all these people out. It's just the way it works. Pure Blood Holly John said they were nice because she could bench press them all. Yeah, she's a little studette, I guess I should say. But yeah, you're absolutely right. That's classic. Thanks, Holly. All right, well, let's move on. Or actually, did you have anything else on MTG, Alex?
If you look at statistically estimated net worth 2015 1.5 to 2, 2016 1.8 to 2.2, 2017 2 to 2.5, 2018 2.2 to 3, 19 2.5 to 3.5, 2023 2021 3.5 to 5, 2022 5 to 8, 2023 10 to 12, 2024 18 to 22, 2025 22 to 25. So that's pretty in line with building over the last 10 years a successful construction company. Because building materials costs, and she's not in residential, she's in commercial, and commercial real estate is super expensive.
Yeah, and look who decided to pop in.
Good morning, guys.
Well, good morning, Dave. I didn't expect you this morning.
Well, I got done with getting my teeth shined in a dentist appointment this morning, so I thought I'd better join in.
And no hat on either. Wow, I'm blown away. Look at you.
Wow.
Slow down, man.
Whoa.
You better pump the brakes, Dave. You're looking way too handsome now.
My head's going to get cold.
Yeah, exactly. So where are you right now?
Just locally here. I had to go to the dentist.
Oh, okay.
He polished up because he was going to get in the chair with those hot little dental assistants.
That's right.
That's
right. Get him shined up for. I had to make sure my teeth were up to par for the turkey.
You better watch out, dude. Mrs. Dave, I'm sure, is listening to this broadcast.
No, she might be.
Choose your words carefully.
That's right.
Joe Lynn said that Dave looked like he's incognito. Exactly. Larry said, you got a haircut? Did you get a haircut? Or is it just didn't you?
I got my ears lowered, yeah.
Wow, you guys are on top of it. Nothing gets past this crowd.
Ready to go.
So what do you think of this whole MTG? Did you hear what we were talking about, Dave?
Yeah, it so reminds me of the Elon deal, and I don't know what the case is. I'm gonna have to get Trump's book and read of the art of the whatever his book is.
Art of the Deal.
Art of the Deal. Because there's got to be something to this and why they're doing it. They're saying she got to the 5 years, 6 day to get the full benefits of all
pension.
Well, yeah. Well, who wouldn't do that, right? If that's the case.
Right. But again, and let's break that down. So let's say she gets the benefits. So she's going to make $100,000 after taxes. It's $60,000. If somebody's already making $1 million or $1.5 million a year, is $60,000 going to make that big a difference? Of course not.
No.
And again, I have to give credit to Dave at News Treason, Joe Rambo, and Patrick Gunnels, because I was I was listening to their last live broadcast, and Dave had it all highlighted out. So my thanks to those guys. I'd love to have them on the show. If you guys are listening, hit me up and bring you up on here. No problem.
It kind of reminds me of the Matt Gaetz kind of ordeal too, in that sense.
And that's another thing too.
Him out.
What are the chances of MTG all of a sudden now being second to Matt Gaetz over at OAN or her own podcast, or the list goes on and on? Maybe that's the next step. I don't know.
Right.
But that would be major exposure for her. And I don't think for a
Absolutely.
second she's anything other than mega. But that's just my opinion. T. Rich said The Art of War also. Yes, exactly. Sun Tzu's The Art of War. It's funny. I have a whole bunch of movies on that, on Prime and Prime and Apple, that I bought over the years. And so occasionally I'll watch them. Well, I'm watching The Sopranos right now. And it's amazing. I've seen it so many times, but it's amazing. Sun Tzu, The Art of War, being talked about on that. And I think President Trump has highlighted Sun Tzu many times over the last 10 years. So I think there's something to that, to a large degree. And then, Dave, I see that you have Spiritual Street Fighter 17's memes up there. What do you make of all that? He's not.
Yeah.
President Trump's not even hiding it anymore.
No, he gets a run on the backside. Like Sunday night, I was laughing because it was like just clicking off everyone, on True Social, and that's he posted this on True Social, and there's a few more that I've got saved. So
Yeah,
yep,
exactly.
it's coming.
Kissing Bandit and Lipstick, thank you so much. Ron, welcome in. Thank you for the heart me. Traveler, just lighting us up with gifts today. Thank you, Traveler. All right, so let's move on here. Oh, that's right. Pure Blood Holly John said Trump's Godfather attire was great yesterday. I know. Talk about the heavy, man. Alex, where's that music again?
Man, it takes me just a second. You
Oh,
caught me
okay.
off guard. I have this one. I have this one ready.
Bullshit.
Yeah, exactly. But that
Bullshit.
Godfather look, you're right, Holly. That was intense, man. He is not playing around. And I for one am glad to see it. All right, so let's move on. According to the National Review, JP Morgan, and we discussed this last week a little bit, but JP Morgan accused of underreporting Jeffrey Epstein's suspicious transactions for almost 2 decades. Now, let's not forget, man, there's a whole lot of narratives going. We got the Epstein. We've got, oh, nice, Trump train from John Gwynn. Thank you, John. We have the Epstein narrative. We have the gold narrative. We have the MTG narrative now. And another reason why I think the MTG thing is part of the plan is that MTG thing trumped all of it for the last week or the last 5 days or whatever it's been. And it trumped all of it. Anything anybody was talking about was MTG. Oh, nice baseball cap. Thank you. Thanks, Johnny B. But this thing with Epstein is getting highlighted again. And I would not be surprised, you guys. I would not be surprised for a second if we see major redactions, if we see major what looks to be hiding. Nice turkey head, Dave. I would not be surprised for a second if that happens because we have to continue to turn the heat up over the Epstein files. Now, Alex, what are your thoughts on it? There it is. Exactly.
It's age of disclosure. I just keep saying it over and over and over. Truth is stranger than fiction. 2 things guaranteed to rise: the truth and the sun in the morning. And we are at a. Oh, look at that!
How
pretty
sweet.
Looks like Mickey Mouse.
Oh, stop it.
It's super interesting to me that the game that has been played back and forth. It's like watching a tennis match. Release it. It's a hoax. Don't release it. Oh wait, he said release it. Well, I'm gonna say release it. Well, he said really. Well, we're gonna. And now that it's coming out, what's new in the files? Like there's, and I haven't laid eyes on it, so I'm waiting to dive in. But there's also a spreadsheet of actual connections, and this is all about money. It's all about money and power, and so. When you have an exorbitant amount of money, it's got to be moved, and I think we're starting to find out who the players were involved with moving, hiding, brushing it under the rug. And when the dominoes fall, it's like you see the videos of the whole gymnasium that's set up with these massive domino art creations, and that first one falls, and then it's just a cascade across the room, and I think that we're very close to that cascade.
Right, and again, I would caution everybody. I think there's going to be some more rug pulls before we get down to the real deal. Dave, what are your thoughts?
Well, it's interesting. I think it's only to highlight the Epstein and the banks, to bring the banks back in the narrative and know what the corruption is on that.
The central banking system, right?
Yeah, which is all part of the Fed, right? And all controlled by the Fed. So now we're talking about the deep state and everything of the side.
Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of, I will be having another phone conversation with our friend on the inside of that whole situation this week. So there was a confirmation over the weekend from her, excuse me, that things are officially underneath the treasury. So that is recent news. I know we've talked about, we thought that was the case, but it was actually not the case, but it is now the case. So let's go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Kathleen Paschke.
So maybe that's why the gold's brought back into place, and this crypto ending is getting closer and closer.
It's brick upon brick being built to build the house. It's brick upon brick upon brick. And then occasionally they pull a couple bricks out and then they build it back up. I think you're right, Dave. Kathleen Paschke's here. She said Trump was looking good. Hey, SoCal RB60. Randy's here. Happy Thanksgiving week. I use mustard on all my ribs now. Exactly. Glad you could make it, Randy. All right, let's see here. Moving on.
But real quick on the Epstein files.
Yeah.
Interesting. The documents that have recently come out, there's more coming to light with regards to multiple emails where Mr. Epstein was expressing his frustration with DJT's policies.
Interesting.
Things that make you go,
I think that's what you put on the Daily Dispatch this morning.
Okay.
Exactly. Hey, Crystal Zeski's here. Good morning, Crystal. Glad you could make it. Okay, so last story of the day. It's about California. And the California is losing a taxpayer every minute. Now, the last 2 years, if not 3 years, we've lost more people than we've brought in, which has never happened before in the history of California. Dave, you look like you're about ready to burst on something. What?
Well, I'm just laughing because when you think California is losing a taxpayer, the same thing's going to happen in New York. You start overtaxing them, they're just going to exit stage left.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Wasn't it interesting that Mamdani, this democratic socialist, and give everything away for free, and this, all of a sudden, he comes into the Oval Office, and yes, sir, no, sir. I think that's another example of this narrative that's being created. I mean, my gosh, people were losing their minds when that happened. If you looked on X, people were flipping out over, oh my God, this democratic social. What if he was put in there for a reason? What if he was put in to highlight the democratic socialists in the rest of the government? I don't know for sure, but it sure seems plausible to me at this point. Alex, what are your thoughts?
People leaving California and
oh, and also too, let me add this. Florida is gaining a new taxpayer every 2 minutes and 9 seconds, and Texas is gaining one every 2 minutes and 53 seconds.
And Texas, just in the greater Dallas metro area, is gaining a new mosque once a month for the last 24 months that are openly calling for the destruction of the Constitution. Anyway, back to the subject at hand. What happens to the economy of the state, Sam, when all of your taxpayers leave and there's nobody paying taxes anymore? Your roads go to crap. Your infrastructure goes to crap. Your housing market, like all of the things, like it's a great example of what happens around the whole Communist Manifesto, where you own nothing and everybody shares everything, and those that are paying the bill, those that are getting up and going to work and busting their ass every day, are tired of footing the bill for everybody else. That redistribution of wealth, and then you've got DeSantis saying, when you buy a home, you shouldn't have to pay for that home every single year in taxes. Like, why wouldn't you move to Florida, right?
Exactly. And here in California, Alex, we get $1.50 a gallon in taxes from the state of California per gallon. You would think that we'd be driving around on freaking gold roads at this point. Yeah. $1.50 a gallon? I mean, my God, it just blows my mind. Dave, what are your thoughts?
It takes you 2 hours to drive 5 miles. You're burning through that gas. They want that tax money.
Oh, and that's another thing too. Yesterday I was in the heart of LA. You guys, every fourth car was a Waymo taxi. I have not seen that many since I started seeing it. They're one right after another. We're moving towards a whole new exposure. I'm sorry, Dave. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I was gonna get rid of this, help this person go away. But um, it's gonna be interesting because as important as the taxes are to help the states, since Trump's getting rid of the USA ID and all the corruption, all the back money coming into the states, it's only going to highlight these people leaving that pay the taxes, and it's just going to decline. It's going to be interesting here on how it tightens up because it's going to get tight for them.
Well, and I think it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out because I think most of this has already happened. We don't know how it's going to play out or when, but I think a lot of the nefarious players have already been dealt with, in my opinion. I could be wrong, but we'll see. All right, everybody. So that's all we have for today. Let's see here. Oh, we're only at 54,000, so we won't be dancing today, but that's okay. I'm sure we will be tomorrow. So let's move right into final thoughts, Dave.
It's going to be exciting. I didn't have a chance to look at Trump's schedule today, but going into the holiday weekend, there's a lot still going to go on. I think we're at a turning point in the next week or two here on a lot of the Federal Reserve stuff coming about. I know there's some information coming out today about it, but we'll see where it goes. Exciting.
Exactly. Alex?
Say it every show. We know that time can't be bought and you can't make more, and it's not lost on us that you choose to spend it with us. I'll leave it with an anonymous quote on grief. Those we love don't go away. They walk beside us every day, unseen, unheard, but always near, still loved, still missed, and very dear.
100%. Thank you, Alex. And before I give my final thought, nice glasses, Alex. I'd like to give an honorable mention to Traveler, Larry, 43442, Mary Lise Brown, Laura McCrary, Martini Time, Benji 1959, Wendy J, Johnny B, Pure Blood Holly Johns, Kingsgirl 1974, Joe Lynn, Dobermom 79, Tim Shaw 707, David Towie Bixby, Sassy Minnesota Girl, Teresa Ann, Dog Lover, Jan Lovin' Being Grandma, and the list goes on. Thank you all, not only for the gifts, but the fact that you choose to spend an hour or more per day with us. It is just a wonderful. Did I push a button? I don't think I did.
I got another email. Sorry, Sam.
Gotcha. Okay. So again, thank you everybody for being here. We will be back tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Pacific time. Hope you can join us then. Dave, will you be amongst us tomorrow?
Yep, should be there. No problem.
Excellent. All right, guys. Thanks, Dave. Thanks, Alex. Everybody at home, we'll see you tomorrow.